This video is going to be about wiring up the PCU1, and just as an intro, it's a Gaugemaster product and each one will operate 18 points with the minimum of space. We have 3 of them, which you can see here, one there, one there, one there, and we have the PCU2, which is the extension. Now obviously each of these being able to operate 18 points, they don't take any space. And what we're going to do now is a demonstration of one of these changing points. Right, before I show you how to wire them up, I'm going to show you how we've done this. So we're going to demonstrate C1 on the controller, and it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you basically go along and you work down. So can we have 1, 1 please? And back. 1, 2 please. And back. 1, 3 please. And back. 1, 4 please. 1, 5 please. And 1, 6 please. And there you go, you can see exactly how they work and how we just basically start and work down. Okay, well what I'm going to do is start by showing you these point motors. Now when you're using the PCU1, you do not need a CDU, a capacity discharge unit, because it has it within it. But what you need is a diode attached to the red and the black wire. And what that does is it stops the current. Can you see that okay?
Yes.
It stops the current firing back. So when you fire it down into the point motor, it will not come back. The important thing with the diode is the grey band you have going away from the point motor. Okay, right, now we're going to get to how you wire this up. So the controlling lead is the green lead. So C1, C2, C3, the green lead decides which part of the controller is controlling it. So for argument's sake, if you wish a point motor to be wired to C1, then you put the green lead into C1. If you wish a point motor to be switched to C2, you put it in C2. So obviously you end up with 6 green leads in C1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. As we had with that demonstration of the points, all the green leads were in C1. What I did was I had 1 green lead coming out of here, going into a junction box and having 6 other green leads go into it. And it goes on. So if you want C2, C21, C22, C23, C24, C25, C26, as with the dial, you put all the green leads into C2. Now the next stage is you then have the black and the green wires. Now, so if you wish to have a point wired into C11, then you would have the green wire going into C1 and the black and the red going into A and B of C1. So how you can see them like this now, that is C11. Like that is C21, like that is C23. So basically what you will have is, if you have 18 points, so if you have C1, C2, C3, what you will have is, you will have C11 there, and then what you will have is another point motor's 2 wires going into there, but it's green wire going into C2. So what I have for my 18 points, say for the red, is I have a red lead coming out, a junction box and 3 reds going into it. I then have here where on the B terminal I will have a black wire going out to a junction box and 3 black leads. So if you can imagine here, I'll just show you with 2, so I hope you will get it. I'll try to. Let's get these leads together. Now obviously I don't put them in like this because I use junction boxes. So if you imagine you've got these leads going into here, and I will have one of the green leads going into C1 and one going into C2. Obviously the one you want to go to C1, you put it in there, the one to C2 into there. So what you will have is, if I move these wires, can you see, you will have a green going into 1, a green going into 2, and the red and the blacks going into the same hole. So what you could end up having with is 3 greens along here, 3 blacks, 3 reds, 3 different points. And it really is that simple. So if you want, say I've got this point here and I want it to be C16, then I'll put the red and the black into there and that goes into there. If I want it to be C15, there. C14, there. It's just so simple. Then if you wish to have C2, you would have the green for those point motors going into there, and that's C23. I think I'm looking at it right, difficult to see here. Let's go to the back because I can see where they go. So I've got, that's C16, that's C26, that's C36. So obviously if I wanted to have, say that's C16 there, if I wanted another point to be C26, the green from that other point would go into here and the red and the black from the point will go into there. It's so easy. So that's C36 with the green there, C26 with the green there, C16 with the green there. So you can see the green lead is the controlling lead, and whatever point motor you wish to be, whatever number, C12, C13, C23, C33, you just put the leads in. Here is the back of one of our PCU ones, and you can see we've just got single wires coming out the back and they go to junction boxes. So basically C11 is that, it will go down to a junction box and have 6 wires going into it to power 6-point motors. Obviously we didn't show you this in the explanation of how you wire things up because it just looks like spaghetti.